Hello, welcome to Poets Corner. I'm Susana Cuartas.
And I'm Wendy Estavien, and today we're presenting two of our best poems.
I've got my father's sadness and my mother's pride. I'm the cataclysmic aftermath that results when two broken hearts clash. See, Mama doesn't ask me if I pray anymore. Guess it's because she's realized me and God had some falling out of sorts. I don't wear a cross on my neck anymore because the one on my back is enough for me to carry. But to be honest, nobody knows how I met God for the first time in a girl's smile. See, I love like my father and my mother. I love too deeply and I love too long. I often love women more than they'll ever try to love me back, but only fell in love once. I got her stuck in between my teeth. I'm picking out parts of her from my smile. I'm finding the ghost of her in every cigarette that I smoke, and her skeleton is still knocking from my bedroom closet each night. I never told her she was my favorite Sunday morning and still is. Now, all I've got to show for it is a rib cage looking more like a graffiti wall from all the times that she's left me. It was 3, but feels more like 4 because I'm still waiting for her to come back just so that she could look the door behind her when she leaves again. So I apologize to those who will love me after this, for they will have a hard time building a home here amongst all this wreckage. But yeah, I'm a young kid with nothing but 21 years on this earth, and I've got an old soul with stories to write from my laugh lines. That's why I spill ink whenever I bleed. I got a shotgun for a tongue, looking more like a graveyard full of unconstrained stars. Everybody says I got a nice smile, but I'm still trying to figure out how this smile actually works. And my hands, they're like my father's, smooth and callous, because I'm still learning how to hold things correctly. That's why whenever I hold something, my palms get sweaty. Just to remind me that I'm afraid of losing things, and I'm not afraid of most things, but I am afraid of this. I'm afraid I'll never fall in love like that again. I'm afraid I'll become just like my father, more than his hands, that all the skeletons in my closet will come out again. See, they're the kind that like playing with my demons in the dark. I hope my shadow won't run away someday because of it. To be honest, I'm more quiet than I should be. My voice is often a whisper, but give me a bottle of wine, some paper, and a pen, and I'll show you what a 2 a.m. confessional looks like. I love in a way I've yet to fully understand and don't think I ever will. I got a crooked smile from all the times it's been broken. A ribcage too small to tame this heart. I don't mind being alone, but I do hate the lonely. That's why coffee shops and strangers are my most familiar friends, but some days I'm often struggling to breathe with lungs filled to the brim in cigarette smoke and an ashtray at the bottom of my stomach holding everything I want to forget. I'm a collection of all the poems and chaos you can find in a sinner that's going to sin again. I'm a modern Edgar Allan Poe and Sylvia Plath put together into one, an unconventional soul who calls herself a poet, writing love letters folded into paper airplanes on rooftops surrounded by half-empty wine bottles, all the melancholy these hands can carry, and Nina Simone in the background. J. Cole dropped Forest Hills during the coldest winter of my life. It was the kind of cold that left your feet stuck, frozen to the floor in a car at 3 a.m. talking about things you didn't want the sun to shine on. On a night once lived that knew no bounds, that tasted bold and reeked of forgiveness for the morning's truth to find, of the bitter darkness that took the God out of you, and you've been trying to find your way back to it ever since. Or something worth believing in, at least. I'm sometimes something hard to love, stitched up in places that makes me think Picasso likes to come out some nights and have his way with my heart. How many signatures do you think he can fit into the spine? How many secrets can you say your chest actually carries? Since 12, I've known how bitter secrets can be, and I haven't stopped counting since. The reasons for my father's shadow, my mother's lonely, for why some words just ain't meant for you, like stay here, stay now, stay always. Some days, I wonder what's worse, never being chosen or never being asked to choose. Just take what you get and roll with it, or roll it up, smoke it in and drown it out. Remind yourself that somewhere, someone wants to love the loneliness out of your smile, the brokenness in your hands, stitched up, misshapen heart and all, have a thunder that calms that tiresome storm inside your chest. Remember that just because you love someone doesn't mean they have a right to claim you without permission, suck the marrow from your bones, make a mess out of your holy. Instead, find it somewhere to collect dust. The notes tucked underneath the bed somewhere, a proper way to prove our existence, not together, just side by side, made up of things not quite meant to last. The moments I'll tell my daughter about when her heart whispers to her for the first time in ways that'll make her feel heavy, and I know all too well, become just stories of an old fall, some ancient youth.
Two lines. My freshman year, I fell in love with a man. My freshman year, I fell in love with cheap bottles of vodka. Over and over and over again, I said I'd leave him. And over and over and over again, I said I'd put the bottle down. He was too old for me, and I was too young for it. I told myself I didn't need him, and I told myself I didn't need it. I knew he wasn't good for me. I knew it wasn't good for me. I knew I deserved better. I knew I was worth more. I told myself I'd let him go. I told myself I'd let it go. I knew I was more important than he made me feel, but it made me feel better than I was. He broke me many times. I broke my habit once. Just when I thought I'd let him go, I brought him back. Just when I thought I let it go, I bought another. Again and again. My freshman year, I was broken by a man. My freshman year, I broke a bottle. And I cried. And everybody knew. And nobody knew. I know you think you don't know me, but I just wanted to tell you that I've often seen you for so long. For so long. I've watched your sunsets and felt your moonrise. I've watched you build and picked up all your broken pieces. I've given you the strength you need to carry on while hiding in the shadows of your darkest days. And I've waited for the return of the noontime sun in your smile. For so long, I wished you would know how often I've seen you. I know you really haven't paid much attention to me, but I just wanted to tell you that you are so beautiful. I think there's something about the buoyancy in your waves, in the waves of your hair, and your sanded smooth skin that make me want to discover the beach that is your body. Surf your every wave, get lost in your currents, and find Atlantis in places that no one has ever thought to look before. I wish you could see that there's something about you that is just so beautiful. I know this is really strange, but I think you have the most incredible mind. Although quiet by nature, I love the Shakespeare in your words and the Aristotle in your thoughts. I love the Picasso in your hands that paint stories across your every horizon, the Jesus in your heart and the Mother Teresa in your actions. I love the hit that comes out like a Mayweather punch when you do not agree, and I love when you do not agree. I wish you would know that you have the most incredible mind. I couldn't think of any other way to greet you, but I want you to know with the deepest feelings that I can express that I am in love with you. Despite every bend and corner telling me not to, the very curl of your lip, every song that you laugh, every sweat that you break, and every morning you rise, I will continue to love you in the most genuine way that one can love, self. I am the one who has seen you grow because I have been within you long enough to know that every time you free fall from the top of the world, you feel like you have wings. That every time you hit rock bottom, it only takes a cup of coffee, 2 creams and 4 sugars to bring you back up to the tip of your toes. I am the one that raises you up, bathes you in sunlit rooms, and speaks to you in bright metaphors when the white noise around you becomes an audio of 1984. No one is watching you but me. Me who has met your weaknesses and fought them with you. Self. Me who is incapable of doing anything but loving you. Self. Me who just wants you to know that when you look into the mirror and see anything short of brilliance, that I will be looking back at you, reminding you that no jewel on this earth compares to you. No carrot can caress you like me. And even when it's hard to remember that I'm here for you every day, or you find yourself running into the arms of the mediocre, please don't ever forget that no one can love you like me. You.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Susana.
And I'm Wendy, and this has been
Poets Corner.